Hi everyone, this is another video in the PyCharm demonstration series. This video will introduce you to more settings and functionality in PyCharm that should help you get more comfortable with this IDE as you develop larger projects, including your final project for GIS 540. Getting a good command of your IDE will help your code be more organized and will save you time and energy on your projects. First, in the interest of being more comfortable as you work on your code, I'd like to show you how to update the appearance of your IDE. Your PyCharm interface is fully customizable, but it also includes some popular themes that allow you to adjust the settings globally. Just navigate to File, Settings, and the Appearance menu to change the theme of your PyCharm interface. Try out the different options that they have and choose one that works well for you. Personally, I like the Darkula theme because it is a little bit easier on my eyes when I'm looking at the interface for long periods of time. Something you might notice about the appearance of PyCharm and other IDEs is the automatic formatting applied to your code. You can probably tell from the script I have up that numbers are formatted blue, string literals are formatted green, keywords are orange, and built-in function calls are purple, etc. If you're interested in adjusting any of these default colors and changing those default colors in your chosen theme, you can also adjust those settings within Settings, under Editor, Color Scheme. There are some default color schemes which apply to just the editor, which you can also take a look at. Notice that they only change the editor window. I'm going to keep mine Darkula for now. But under Color Scheme Language Defaults, you can see the different default colors that are applied to these different components of your code and adjust them as you see fit. Another nice thing is that you can save these settings and export them for use in other projects. Just about every appearance setting in PyCharm is fully customizable, so take some time to explore those settings and find some that work well for you. Okay, the next couple of tools I'd like to share will help you navigate your code more easily. When working on shorter scripts, we're often able to see most of our code at once, but with longer scripts, it's helpful to be able to navigate to the region in which you want to work very quickly. One of the easiest ways to do that is with the Find tool. The Find tool, which is accessed with Control F, is similar to other find tools you may have used in Microsoft applications or web browsers. In PyCharm, the tool also includes some functionality specific to working with Python. Let's search for all occurrences of positive in this script. Notice that we're not searching for a specific type of value, like a quote or string. We're just looking for those characters next to each other anywhere in the script, P-O-S-I-T-I-V-E. As you notice, we can click through each occurrence. We can also open up a new window and investigate the context for those occurrences. Using the selection tools, we can select and edit occurrences. We can also edit all occurrences. What happens if I change every occurrence of positive to above 0? Unfortunately, now we've broken our function definition on line 13. Be careful how you use this tool. It's great for navigation and for quick small edits, but there are often better choices for editing your code, which I'm going to show you later in this video. Another navigation tool you might find handy when working with longer code is bookmarking. You can add a bookmark anywhere in your code by right-clicking in the gutter, which is this vertical ribbon on the left, and selecting Set Bookmark. Click your bookmark again to add a definition or add a description, and click OK. This is pretty similar to commenting your script as far as keeping it nice and organized, but it has the added benefit that now you can navigate based on your description. As your code gets longer, you might find yourself asking, where in my script do I code function X or class Y? Instead of scrolling, use your bookmarks to find your place. Under Navigate, select Bookmarks, Show Bookmarks, and double-click on any bookmark you've defined to navigate right to it. Okay, now that we've seen a couple ways to move around your code, the next set of tools I'd like to show you will help you write your code more efficiently and more accurately. First, let's take a look at some of PyCharm's built-in code completion functionality. Notice as I begin to type a new line that PyCharm offers code completion options. These options are automatically populated with Python built-ins, as well as user-defined objects in my code. PyCharm is automatically completing for the built-in function print, as well as the variable myString, which I've defined on line 24. This is really helpful so that you don't misspell variable names as you're working through your code. Notice that because I imported the OS module, I also have OS methods as code completion options. I can press enter to complete with any of the options that are given to me. Now, modules need to be imported before their methods are listed as completion options. Notice that I don't get a completion option for the sys module until I import sys. PyCharm also provides code completion options for arcpy functionality when arcpy is imported. This makes it very easy to get arcpy functions correctly added to your code. So I'm just going to try arcpy. Let's do copy features. Another benefit of PyCharm's code completion functionality is that it can provide a quick description for any selected item. And that applies to both built-ins and arcpy. This becomes really handy when you want to remember how to use arcpy functionality. Just select the drop-down menu on the right and then Quick Documentation. Okay, the last feature of code completion I'd like to show you is that PyCharm will automatically recommend methods based on the type of variable you're working with. Now, notice I've defined my string above. ArcPy is going to automatically complete with string methods, and you can see the type of method over here on the right when I'm working with this myString object. When I'm working with a list, it gives me list methods. And I can see the documentation related to this method. And it also helps me to keep better track of the type of variable that I'm working with. I'm indexing into my list here, and each item in my list is a string literal. And each item in my list is a string, so I'm going to get string methods. Now I'm going to show you a few helpful hotkeys for quickly applying formatting changes to your code. You might find these hotkeys useful when copying and pasting into your code. To comment an entire block of code, use Control// and press Control/ again to uncomment. To indent blocks of code, highlight and press Tab. Press Tab again to keep indenting, and press Shift-Tab to de-indent. To apply quotations to a block of code, simply highlight the code and use your keyboard to select the quotation type you'd like to surround with. So a single quote or a double quote. Surround with parentheses or brackets. Highlight the code you'd like to surround and press the key for the open bracket type you desire. So open round, open curly, and open square. These hotkeys may seem pretty simple, but they'll save you time and prevent mistakes from having to select the right key twice. Okay, the last bit of coding functionality I'd like to show you is the Surround With tool. This tool allows us to apply a surrounding of Python to a chunk of code. So I want to surround this print statement with the try except block. Simply highlight the print statement. Under my code menu, select Surround With, and I get several options for statements to surround this line with. I'm going to select the try except block, and notice I've automatically got new lines keywords properly formatted to place a try except block around my print statement. This gets really handy when you're dealing with larger blocks than a single line. Again, because you don't have to navigate to both the beginning and ending of that block and correctly apply your formatting. The final couple tools I'd like to show you are for refactoring. Refactoring refers to changes to the structure of your code without changing the code functionality or behavior. Refactoring can help you make your code cleaner, more legible, and more reusable. You can explore PyCharm's refactor menu on your own, and I encourage you to do so. but the two tools I'd like to show you are rename and introduce variable. Most of us have probably experienced a time when we've wanted to change the name of a variable that occurs throughout our code. With PyCharm refactoring, that's pretty easy to do. Simply select the variable you'd like to rename, and from the refactor menu, or by right-clicking, select refactor and rename. Now I want to rename this variable, and we're going to rename all occurrences of it. So that's on line 58, 59, and 60. Change the variable name and select the scope for your renaming. The default is in all project files, but you can apply it to just the current file you have open if you want to. I'm going to leave it on the default because this is the only script in my project. Then select refactor and watch as all the variable names change. Boom. Many of us have probably also been in a position in which we wish we had assigned a value to a variable earlier in our script. The introduce variable refactor tool makes that pretty easy to do. Select the value for which you'd like to introduce a variable. Then use the refactor introduce variable tool to assign a variable to that value in your script. So here I have a value for pi accurate to a couple decimal places. It's on 2 different lines in my script, and I want to go ahead and introduce a variable name for pi. I'm going to select one of the occurrences, right-click, refactor, introduce variable, and I want to replace both occurrences in the script with a new variable. Notice that a variable is now added to line 63, and I have the option to edit the name of that variable directly. I'm going to call it myPy, and hit enter. That's it. Both occurrences of 3.14 have been changed to myPy, and the new variable is defined on line 63. That's it for this video. I hope some of these tools are useful to you as you start to develop larger projects with Python. Take some time to be acquainted with these various settings and tools, and it will probably pay off. You'll be more comfortable with your IDE, and your code will be more efficient and probably more accurate with less errors as well.